Hey guys, this is Nathan Tusi from Winner's Edge Trading, here to introduce another new free tool from winnersedgetrading.com. Just recently, I introduced you to our risk calculator, which is a great tool. It tells you what lot size you'll need, to risk a certain percentage on a given trade. Hopefully, you guys are using that tool and getting a lot of benefit out of it. Today, we have the reward to risk calculator. So let me show you what that tool is. At the bottom you see here reward to risk calculator. You can click on the picture or the text. And this tool is an awesome tool that lets you figure out what percentage you need to win of your trades with a given risk reward ratio, or what risk reward ratio you need to win with a given winning percentage. Okay, so it's a great tool. It's really good for testing out strategies and seeing, whether you should be trying to get high reward to risk or high winning percentage, whatever it might be. And it's just an awesome tool to play around with, plug some numbers in. I think personally that you'll probably learn a lot just by throwing numbers in there and kind of getting a better idea of how this whole risk reward plus winning percentage things works. Just to give you an example of how it can work, I have a little thing up here. Which strategy is better? A 10 pip target and a 40 pip stop loss with an 80% win rate, or a 50 pip target and a 20 pip stop loss with a 35% win rate? Okay, so let's test them. We'll go both with a $10,000 account. Okay, now remember the first one is an 80% win rate. Okay, so we're going to say that we win 8 and we lose 2. Okay, so we have winning versus losing, so that's 80%. Alright, and then the next thing that we're going to do is plug in our risk to reward ratio. Now remember that our risk is 10 and our reward is 10 and our risk is 40. Okay, so we have 4 to 1, or in this case, because reward comes first, we have 1 to 4. And then what you can do is put how many months of the year you want to calculate this, and then for how many years, so that you can compound your results. But for now, we'll just test this on 1 month and see how it works. Okay, so we see that's actually a break-even strategy. An 80% win rate with a 1 to 4 is a break-even strategy. Okay, on the next one we have a 50 pip target and a 20 pip stop loss. So that's it's a 5 to 2 reward to risk and a 35% win rate. Okay, so let's plug that in and see how it works. Okay, so we have our $10,000 account balance, and then to do a 35%, we'll say that we won 6 out of 17, because that's very close to a 35%. So 6 wins and 11 losses, which makes 6 out of 17. And then again, our reward to risk is a 5 compared to a 2, because it's a 50 and a 20. And we'll calculate that. Okay, so you see that is profitable. So it's actually, in this case, better to win the 35% with a good risk reward ratio than it is to win 80 with not such a good risk reward ratio. Obviously, it depends, on a lot of different variables, depending on how your strategy works. But this is just a great tool to get an idea of how to structure your strategy. And then again, let me show you how this works. If you want to calculate compounding, we can do 12 months for the year, and we'll say if you trade this way for 5 years, what you end up with. Okay, so in 5 years, you take a $10,000 account to $105,000. That would be your final balance for the 5th year. Okay, so obviously that shows you the power of compounding interest, and you don't even have to have a good winning percentage to do that. And by the way, that's only risking 1%. If you want to see something amazing, which is another cool thing about this calculator, do something like this, change your risk from 1 to 3, and then recalculate and see what your ending balance ends up being. Okay, so it goes from 105,000 to almost 9 million by increasing your risk. Now, that doesn't mean that you should just increase your risk, obviously. Just the point is that once you get in a comfortable, trading strategy where you're winning enough percentage to make money, changing your percent by a little bit obviously has a very drastic effect on your overall results. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of great things you can do with this calculator. I hope that you really enjoy it. Stop by and use the calculator, test out your strategies. It's a great tool, and I'd love for you to leave a comment and share your opinion on the tool and how you might be using it. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.